When they spoke, and we were having a communication. He was talking about having a dialogue. So I wrote.
When the Pope John Paul II had just published his book, entitled Crossing the Threshold of Hope, his book became a world bestseller. And in his book, he talked about having a dialogue with Islamic world. So in response to that, Syeikh Deedat wrote a letter to the Pope, saying that he prepared to come and having a dialogue with the Pope in the Vatican, Rome. But no response. And Syeikh Deedat wrote another letter, and still, no response. Again, Syeikh Deedat wrote another letter for the 3 times, and then he gets a response from the Pope, telling that he prepared to receive Syeikh Deedat in private. Syeikh Deedat replied the Pope's letter, saying that Syeikh Deedat wants to talk with the Pope, in public, not in private, because it is a matter between Islam and Christianity. And again, there was no response from the Pope. Finally, Syeikh Deedat gets a picture from the postman, and it is a picture of the Pope, posing himself in the picture like he is playing hide and seek with Syeikh Deedat and all the Muslims. So ladies and gentlemen, here is the picture of the Pope that Syeikh Deedat had received from the postman.
When they spoke, we were having a communication. He was talking about having a dialogue. So I wrote to him, I said, Your Holiness, I am prepared to accept that dialogue. I want to come along to the Vatican at your disposal, at your convenience. When can we have it? And it's a long story. Eventually, I found a picture where it actually shows His Holiness the Pope, playing hide and seek. You must have seen that picture. This one here. You saw this picture? We gave out 250,000 men in English and 250,000 in Arabic. And you haven't seen it. I know you people don't read.
Now this is the most important part, ladies and gentlemen. The Pope apparently had read and obeyed the warnings of the Quran. Because in his book, he quoted many Bible verses about Jesus Christ, but not exactly like what it has written in the Bible. On the contrary, he quoted it like what the Quran says. And because of that, Syeikh Deedat wanted to come and kiss the Pope's hand, and he also encouraged all the Muslims to do the same.
In this book of his, Crossing the Threshold of Hope, he has quoted the Bible 209 times. And one verse, he quotes it 8 times. 8 times the same verse. And that is the Gospel of St. John, chapter 3, verse 16. That God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in Him might have eternal life and shall not perish. The only begotten Son. God has got, according to the Bible, many sons. He's got sons by the tons in the Bible. But He said, no, Jesus is not like that. This is begotten, not made. So Allah reacts. وَقَالُوا اتَّخَذَ الرَّحْمَنُ وَلَدًا لَقَدْ جِئْتُمْ شَيْئًا إِدًّا. Those who say that Allah has begotten a son, this is one of the most monstrous thing for anybody to do. Most abominable thing for anybody to do. To say that Allah begot a son. Allah says, don't talk like that. You're swearing me. And His Holiness the Pope, 8 times in his book, the same chapter, John 3:16, he quotes, and every time he quotes, he takes the word begotten out. Shouldn't we applaud him? Please, give it a clap. So I take off my hat to the Pope, and if he was here, I'll kiss his hand. And I'll encourage everybody, when he comes in September, kiss his hand.
Thank you for watching this video, ladies and gentlemen. Please like, subscribe, and keep supporting this channel. I will be seeing you on the next video of Syeikh Deedat.